Your mind is the most powerful weapon you can have. But in order to use this weapon, you need to learn how to tame it. One such way to do so is to do cold exposure and breathing exercises. Today, I invite you to join me on my very first cold plunge, where I dive into a freezing lake and learn to discover the power of my mind and break the boundaries and your limiting beliefs. Okay guys, we've arrived at the lake. It's 0 degrees outside, so the water is just about freezing. And I'm gonna take my first dive right now. Z is gonna show me how to breathe properly. To do this safely with me. To guide you. Yeah. So I'm hyped to do this. Let's do it. But before we get into the cold plunge, who even is this mysterious man we're talking about? Okay guys, so today I'm joined by Gilles, breathing expert and cold exposure expert. He's also known as Z.
Z, something like that.
So Z, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a Wim Hof Method instructor and Oxygen Advantage instructor, so I kind of mainly work with breathing, and cold exposure is kind of like a big part of that, because cold is a perfect way how to create stress, and one of the best ways how to learn how to breathe is actually practicing breathing in a stressful situations. So whenever you're in the cold, you kind of have to know how to relax yourself. That's kind of my main thing, and I've been doing it for almost 10 years. So first of all, the main thing is the straw breathing. That's a simple exercise where you breathe in, doesn't matter how, and you simply exhale through a mouth like through the straw. It's a long exhalation. It has to be about 5.5, 6 seconds or even longer. When we do that long, we activate our vagus nerve going towards parasympathetic system, so we relax our body just by simply exhaling, but it has to be long. It can't be none of this. Yeah, so even if you go in like this and just go simply long exhalations. When we're gonna get ready to get into the water, the most important part is the beginning. So when you stand next to the water, I want you to tell yourself that you're gonna go there to experience, not to fight against the cold, because you're gonna lose there. Like, if you're gonna fight against the cold, you're gonna lose every single time.
Oh, your money!
The best records are over 3 hours being in the cold water.
That's amazing.
They still take them out, put them in the bag. They put them in the bag where there's a warm air circulating around to heat them up, because they're almost dead.
I hope I can do even 3 minutes.
You'll be there for 1.5 minutes, no longer. No longer, maybe 2 minutes max.
Okay,
we'll see.
That's pretty reasonable.
Hey, I'll go together with you. Normally I don't go with people because it's cold. Come on, it's no fun. But in reality it's because it's hard to pay attention to someone while you experience it too. So yeah, we're gonna stand next to the water. We're gonna tell ourselves we're gonna go experience the cold. Okay. When it's the moment to walk in, we're gonna breathe in deeply and walk on exhalation. On exhalation, we're gonna get into the water. Not breathe in, yeah, and then we get stuck. Nah, we breathe in, exhale, long exhalation, and walk into the water. Of course, whenever you need, inhale again and exhale again. Everything that you feel right now, it has to be there. When you're gonna get into the water, you're gonna feel a bit of pain in your arms, in your feet. It's a good feeling. It's a good thing. You have to feel that.
get into it?
A long time ago, I was like most of the other people, like most of the other males, walking straight with your belly a bit flexed, looking nice and straight, looking strong. And I found out, and later was through the certain martial arts and bunch of other stuff, that you actually need to, you have a possibility to breathe with your belly, you have a possibility to breathe with your diaphragm. And then I started kind of learning more about it, and then it kind of led to the one New Year's Day. It was Asian New Year's Day, when everyone was jumping in the cold water, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that too. And before jumping in, my head was telling me that I'm gonna die as soon as I'm gonna jump in there. Like literally everything in my body was screaming to me, but I jumped in, jumped out of there, and I was like, what the hell? Why the hell? I was so afraid, nothing bad happened. And that kind of created the question in my head, like, what happened? Why did this type of thing happen? And then later I got into Wim Hof Method. I found a couple of very good instructors, started working with them, and 3 years later I decided to become a Wim Hof Method instructor myself.
And so, can you tell us a bit more about what exactly is the Wim Hof Method?
Oh yeah, the Wim Hof Method is a simple method made out of 3 parts. The first one is the cold, is the main thing that everyone sees. Like cold is the main, but in reality cold is just a tool. Cold is just a tool to create the stress, to put you in a stressful situation, and like everything else is just a nice bonus. Like strengthen the immune system and everything else, it's a very good bonus. The main thing is mental. Okay. So cold is the first part. Second part is breathing. So there's breathing exercises that kind of prepares your body for the stress, prepares your body for the stress, and at the same time balances your immune system, balances your cardiovascular system, because these days, number one reason for people dying is actually cardiovascular problems. So through the breathing exercises, through the cold, you allow your cardiovascular to move. You allow your body to actually kind of work how it's supposed to work. Otherwise, we all sit in comfortable lives and we don't allow our cardiovascular system to do its job. So kind of the second part, the breathing exercise, is mainly to improve that. And the third one is the mental. It's the mindset. But it takes a long time until you start kind of like learning what does it mean, the mindset. But to begin with, it's just simply, when you, it doesn't matter what kind of morning routine you have, if you decide to have one morning routine that you do every single day, like let's say drinking a glass of water. At some day, you're gonna be like, I don't want that glass of water, but you're still gonna go and drink it. And that's the mindset that you're gonna train. But the cold, it's a bit different. As you probably tried yourself, as you mentioned before, you tried the cold showers.
Absolutely.
You wake up in the morning and you go like, fuck. Why the hell did I decide to do that? Or you stand in the shower with the shower head in your hand and you go like, let's do that.
Yeah, just for context, I've been doing a cold shower challenge, and it's an incredibly difficult thing to do, waking up every morning and being like, oh man, I have to do this, right? But there's also a huge benefit to it, right? And so could you dispel us some of maybe the myths and the truths about cold exposure, the benefits, maybe some negatives as well?
Well, the biggest myth is that you have to be there for a long time. Like, you don't have to be there for a long time. If you jump in the cold water, it's enough, minute, 2 minutes. Like, there's no really point to go above that, unless it's kind of like an ego thing, or you want to try how long you can do. And it's completely healthy to do that, like to try it how long. But you have to realize that you're not doing it for the advantages of it, but it's just like for your own ego. Like, oh, can I be there for 10 minutes? Cool, you want to try it? Do it. It's all good. There's nothing bad with it. But every day to do that, it might create a bit too much stress. So the main thing, like when I get into the cold water, is I stay there until I relax, until I feel relaxed. When I feel relaxed, that's it. It's time to get out. There's no point. Or sometimes, as some of the people might know, that there's a professor called Newman, and he said one very interesting thing that I kind of loved it when I heard it. I was like, I'm gonna take this one for myself too. So, as he said, when he goes into cold water, he tells himself how many walls he's gonna climb. Okay. How many walls he's gonna break. Let's go with that way. So, for example, if you set yourself free, like today, I want to break 3 walls. Sometimes the first wall that you break is actually walking through the doors. Like literally, you go like, I don't want to do that. Like, why the hell did I decide to do that? Then you go like, okay, I'm gonna put my whatever pants on, and then I'm gonna walk through the doors. That's the first wall. Because you easily could have just stayed at home, like you felt you don't want to do that. You get to the cold water, and you go like, like, okay, I'm just gonna start walking in there. You know, that's the second wall. You broke the second wall. You got into cold water when you felt that you don't want. And when you're in the water, you go like, I have to get out, I have to get out. Now relax. Now you relax. Now everything gets easy. That's the third wall. You told yourself you're gonna break 3 walls. That's it. It's done.
It's about getting out of your comfort zone.
Yes, it's about, well, comfort zone, and at the same time we're just simply learning how you can influence your own body just by your own mindset. If you get into cold water with a mindset that, oh my god, this is gonna be horrible, why the hell am I choosing, I'm doing it only because people are watching it, like, they're gonna tell me I suck and everything else, like, this is wrong, don't do it. It's a weird change that happens in your head. I had many people after the seminar, like a couple months after the seminar, who decided finally to engage, like marry someone, or quit their job and start doing something that they love. Like, a lot of changes happening when you start working with your own fear. When you start finding out like what is there inside and how strong it is.
All right. So what can you show us for breathing?
So I guess in a minute I'll show you the simple Wim Hof Method breathing exercise.
All right.
But before then, this is the simplest one that we're gonna use it later. Today it's called straw breathing. It's the easiest way how to relax. So you sit down, whatever you can. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders in the same line. So don't be like this, just don't be like that. Just in a similar line. And just breathe in as much as you can. And exhale like through the straw. It's a long exhalation. This breathing exercise relaxes you, puts you in a parasympathetic nervous system, so it kind of calms you down. The longer exhalation, the more relaxation. I get.
Feel it, yeah.
But soon enough, you're gonna lay down here, and we're gonna do the full Wim Hof method.
Okay, so we're gonna get started with the breathing exercise that Z's gonna show us.
Yeah, we're gonna do a simple Wim Hof Method breathing exercise. So it's made out of 3 parts. First part is an active inhalation and a passive exhalation. So we inhale actively and passively let it go. It doesn't matter if you inhale through the mouth, through the nose, but I recommend normally to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. That's like the middle where you can control the inhalation, you can control the exhalation. Well, let it go exhalation. So that's the first part. So active inhale, passive exhale. We're gonna do about 30-40 breaths. I'll count the time. Don't worry about counting the breaths at the moment. But when you do it yourself, like without any guiding. And then the second part of it is gonna be breath hold after letting go. So the last breath you're gonna inhale, let it go, and we're gonna hold. Yes, we're not gonna breathe. We're not gonna breathe until we feel the need to inhale. You don't have to wait until you start like shaking and everything. Just simply whenever you feel the need to inhale, just inhale, and then we're gonna hold it for another 10-15 seconds. Yeah, so that's the third part, is the holding after the inhalation. And we're gonna just keep returning that. We're gonna do 3 rounds. So the whole 3 parts is just for 1 round. Yeah, so active inhale, passive exhale, hold after exhalation, after letting go actually, and the third part is inhale and hold for another 10-15 seconds. Okay, so it might look difficult in the beginning while you're listening, but in reality it's kind of like the beauty of it is in its simplicity. That's it. So let's go.
And what is the goal of the breathing exercise? What are we trying to get out of it?
It's easier to explain it after you feel it.
Alright, okay. Well, without further ado then, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so we're gonna do the breathing exercise now.
So, first of all, close your eyes, put your hands to your sides, just inhale fully in and let it go. Try to fill up your belly, then your chest, and then it's like imagine you breathing into your head. So belly, chest, head, and let it go. Let it go and hold. Let it go hold and do as many push-ups as you can while holding. Whenever you're gonna feel the need to inhale, inhale and keep on doing it. It's not that you just worked your big muscles, but you worked your small muscles around your cardiovascular system too. This is actually a bit stressful for your body, but it's the good thing. If you do this breathing exercise in the morning without even a push-ups, but just simply do this exercise in the morning, you allow your body to feel a lot of stress and you allow your body to feel a lot of happiness. So, how was it?
It was absolutely incredible. At first, I'm gonna be honest, I did not feel that much. But by the second round, I started feeling this tremor inside of me, these shivers, this energy flowing through me. And it was kind of a surreal experience. And then once I got to do the push-ups, I pumped out much more push-ups than I expected. I did more than 30, I think, by holding my breath. And that's absolutely incredible, the body, the way it adapts. And I truly did feel the oxygen inside of me and that I used it to the full potential.
And how is your mind right now? How many thoughts do you have in your head?
None. It's just what I'm feeling right now is just what the sensation. My head is completely clear. There are no other thoughts, no anxious thoughts, nothing, just emptiness and serenity.
That's why this exercise is awesome before the cold exposure. Because you clear your mind and then you can simply go in and enjoy it.
Oh, I can see how it works. That's amazing. Wow.